So King of Crowns has to win this one in order to tie the game up and bring it into a third round. We will see what happens and what they bring. Looks like all teams are ready. It is going to be Rome, Epirus, and Pontus versus Sparta, Iceni, and Macedon. On the map, Migdal. Oh, it's this map. Okay. So here, I'll show you guys once we get in, but here on the right-hand side, there's a pretty sneaky way you can get through here. This is actually a good map for an onager, because onagers at the start can already start shooting on each other's army. I've done that before. I usually put my onagers right here at the front if I do bring it. Sometimes I just bring it for fun to test it out. Oh, actually, my mistake. It's a different map than the one I was thinking of. Still nonetheless, sneaky sides. And the onagers can shoot here. So this map, relatively open. A lot of sneaky spots, though, you can bring in. March some units up these left sides, but I would assume, obviously, the battle is going to take place in this center side. It usually in 1v1s ends up being... Move my units away. And then I'll run it to that corner when the battle starts. So usually the battle ends up being generally here, just because it's the open side. And I normally like to put my onager right here and start shooting in already. Because the onager at this point will, I think, crest right here. And if they set up on the front, that's how it's going to be. Looks like one player already hit start. I wonder which side it is that's putting pressure onto the other team. Forced them to set up an army pretty quickly. The tactics here are going to be interesting to see because there was a change-up of units, but not too much. So Warriors of Crom does have a general idea of what Kings of Crowns is going to do. And Kings of Crowns has to do something different in order to counter the army out of Warriors of Crom. Warriors of Crom did change their tactics, though. Initially, they went for a skirmish army because they knew their opponent was bringing a big pike force. And it did work out well because they did win the cav fight. So we'll see what they decide to do this time. They're probably just going to go a regular foot battle. We're just going to see the regular engage with the initial big cav fight generally, because that cav towards the end there for Warriors of Crom pretty much did it in for them. Okay, so here on the north side of the minimap, we have King of Crowns. They're playing as Rome, Macedon, and Iceni. And here on the south side of the minimap, the red there, they are Warriors of Crom, and they are Rome, Epirus, and Pontus. Now, they're up 1-0, so they're not necessarily the ones that need to make the move. They can just wait for King of Crowns to go ahead and decide how they're going to attack and just counter it effectively. Now, as you can see here, most of the units out of Kings and Crowns is hidden. A lot of their units, they're just hiding it. They don't want to show what they have just yet. They want to make it, they want to surprise their opponent and have them make the mistake. But both of these guys just going to stand here and watch each other. Probably what's going to happen here is there's probably cav on both sides moving up these forest lines. And what they're going to do is scout each other out, figure out some holes, and bring the attack to each other. Warriors of Crom now moving up their army. They are going to be taking the fight to King of Crowns. So here we go. This is what I expected to see. They're probably going to bring out some cav first to get some initial scouts. Horse archers. Horse archers from Pontus. Probably going to do sort of the same tactic because they know they are fighting Macedon pretty heavy on the pike line. And if they can engage, if they can even engage the cav on getting some initial arrows in, they'll do some pretty good damage. Last time we saw 1 to 2 kills every volley, which, I mean, only having like a 60-man unit or 80-man unit. I mean, 40 volleys, that can happen in as little as maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, so we'll see what they decide to do. Just feeling each other out now, while they both march their armies slowly at each other, trying to keep them fresh. I think these units are sprinting, though. Now they're walking. because they know they just want to harass and feel out their opponent now. These units getting spotted. Praetorian Cav, or Praetorian Guard. A lot of gladiators. These are pretty cool units. So here on the left side now, we're just getting the initial feel out, see what we can pull off with our cavalry while the armies march forward at each other. Epirus now revealing his army, full of a lot of slingers again. Same amount of pikemen as he brought when he was, that was Pontus actually. Looks like they're just gonna march their armies up now slowly. Warriors of Crom knows that they're just gonna march in slowly, not play anything too risky because they are up one game. Big calves here on the right hand side. Let's see how they're gonna address that. The Kings of Crowns is gonna address that out of Warriors of Crom. They're bringing their cav up. Praetorian cav. Oh, war dogs! We have war dogs. These war dogs. Now, if we can get these war dogs into the archer cav, then they'll do a lot of damage. These dogs are very fierce, and you will see once I release them. I'll try to keep an eye on them. The 2v2 tourney will be a best of 3 as well. I'll have all the rules posted tonight, and if not tonight, tomorrow at the very latest. I will make a post on a bunch of different forums, or you can join my Steam group and I'll post it there as soon as it's up. Thanks for the question. And we may possibly have a sponsor and might have a winning prize, so if you guys, I'll post all that info later. Talking to an old friend of mine. So it looks like here, actually the power balance bar, there's a lot of units here out of Warriors of Crom. Look at that. Spartans moving up, they have a lot of slingers. Moving up with their units. I don't know what they're trying to pull here. They're really separating their army. Look at this. This one unit of oh, I should move my unit out of the way now that I see that. So this Roman army, I mean, I know they're trying to get a collapse in, but it's pretty isolated. It might just be a bait again, though, because this is kind of what happened last time. The Roman army went out forward, baited one of their cav, and after that, big collapses out of the other two teammates. Let's see if they can pull that off again. I want to keep an eye on these dogs. These dogs are really cool if you can pull it off. Let's say you get the initial cav engage. Is that elephants? Oh, I thought someone brought elephants. I wonder if these can kill your units. That'd be funny. Kind of like when boulders roll downhill after you're shooting onagers and they kill your units. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. It's actually pretty funny. Dogs being released, guys. Dogs being released. We're going to watch these dogs go. They are being released onto these horse archers. If they can make it, they're going to be pretty devastating. Oh, this Praetorian Cav is going to devastate these dogs. Cav ninjas. Okay, dogs are like ninjas. They are terrible against Cav charges. And we might just see all of these dogs get slaughtered. No. A few of the dogs getting caught. No. Butch. Another charge going into these dogs. No, they're all dead. They're all dead. No. A few of the dogs making it through, trying to get to those horse archers, but they're about to get caught. Praetorian Cav. Oh, these are from the these are from WOC's units. So just a lot of Cav taking out the rest of the dogs. The dogs trying as hard as they can to hit their mark. They're running forward, still no kills. They've lost so many of their companions already. No. Sneaking by this Cav unit? Let's go, dogs. You can make it. No. Are dogs faster than horses? Uh-oh. Yeah, they are. A lot faster than horses. But I think these... oh, no, they're getting caught. You can do it, dogs. Go. No. No, don't kill the dogs. Let them make it. Dogs being caught by the horses. Only 3 left. Lots of big skirmishes happening around the map. Lots of Cavs moving around here on the flanks. Getting a big surround on this Roman army. This is what I was afraid of. that if the Roman army spreads themselves too thin, a lot of the units are going to make it through. These archers all, or these, the cav all getting caught. Not a good move out of here, out of King of Crowns. Archers now getting caught by one of the heroic riders, but now they got to pull out because the Triarii will destroy them fairly quickly. This cav unit trying to make it out, but it's getting caught. I wonder if it should just turn around and engage at this point. It's not going to make it. It's about to get redlined. Now the big melee attack is getting pressed forward here. Triarii getting caught. These are all Kings of Crowns units except for this Triarii. I think he just sacrificed it to try to get his positioning back. Warriors of Crom's Roman units here got caught fairly hard. Oh, I didn't know these banners have a blue around them. If the banners have blue around them, or red, that's how they distinguish the teammates. Okay, that's good to know. I just noticed that. So now they're moving up his Praetorian Cav, probably to try to take out the general unit. But bringing in the more cavalry here, it's going to be too little too late. Warriors of Crom's Rome units now all in disarray. And I think they're just going to press the attack. If the gladiators make it here, they'll do a lot of damage because these units aren't even in formation. He's pulling away as fast as he can because he doesn't want to get caught here. But he's isolated too much away from the enemy army, or from the rest of his teammates. King of Crowns trying to capitalize on this separation. But that was just another bait. One Triarii unit stuck here in the back, but seeing as only cav are surrounding them, they can't really engage those spear units. Praetorian Guard now engaging Praetorian Cav. Triarii and Praetorian Cav moving in to take out the King of Crowns unit. Lots of... Oh, wow, Warriors of Crom so good at microing their Cav and getting good hits onto all fronts. These gladiators didn't make it. They sort of caught the unit, but it got away. Getting reined in now by arrows. These guys do not have the armor to sit there and withstand arrow fire. They need to move out of the way. Arrow fire is just taking them out. This unit not going in. Charges now going in. Initial pillar throw, javelin throws going in to try to take out this cav. If he can catch it, I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Warriors of Crom getting away with all of their units, only losing a few to just the initial javelin throws, but they're not hitting their mark. Wow, there's like, that's a lot of shots onto that cav. That thing just hit the deck. Warriors of Crom pulling away, and Kings of Crowns trying to give chase. Warriors of Crom's Roman units doing a great job at baiting these units once again. Baiting the army of King of Crowns and then turning away at the last second, forcing them to engage. Warriors of Crom doing a great job at doing that. They send units forward, bait out the Kings of Crowns army, and once King of Crowns seems like they are going to engage, they pull back and turn the face. And they're just getting a lot of free shots into all of this army. This gladiator is already down to almost half just by getting shot at. I don't think he realizes it. He needs to move those out of the way. Cav now trying to be caught. Kings of Crowns doing a great job at catching this cav. Now it's kind of committed. It's pretty much stuck if he can keep separating these units. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get this army into this side. But at the same time, Warriors of Crom kind of want that to happen, because if it does, they can get just a back charge onto the rest of the units. Look at this tactical positioning here. It started as a straight line, and then as Warriors of Crom baited in, he separated his army. And now King of Crowns has to sort of take them out, making it into two fronts. And now, look at this. King of Crowns is going to get sandwiched. I wonder if they realize this. Tactical map view giving a great view onto what actually is happening. So now the cavalry has been caught, but there's Triarii here. Good thing, oh, the heroic nobles here are trying to take out the Triarii. They need to take them out quickly, otherwise the Triarii are just going to destroy this heroic rider unit. Lots of cav moving in, just so much. But it's pretty much a big bait. It's a big bait to try to get a sandwich. And I don't think Kings of Crowns knows it. Or if they do know it, they know they have no choice but to engage here. Companion Cav fighting Praetorian Cav. And it's pretty much just a big surround on this small army from Rome. I mean, if they're able to hold this line, if King of Crowns can hold the line they have now, finish off the Roman army, and then move in, they'll have a really good shot. Lots of cav moving in here to try to take out all of these footmen from King of Crowns now. Heroic Nobles going in with their javelins, throwing them on the horses, and it does a lot of damage. Actually, they weren't able to score any kills on that throw. Now moving in, and these fire arrows have just been hitting Kings of Crowns units. His Roman army has just been getting shot by arrows probably over half the game now. This cav fight is going to be the decider. But now, this time, the tables are reversed. There was a lot of infantry here from Kings of Crowns. I mean, there's still an escape route. If Warriors of Crom doesn't want to fight this anymore, they can always pull out. The Roman army now getting collapsed on every front. Their initial army that did get separated is going to go down and fall. Those Triarii did get taken out by the Heroic Nobles. Kings of Crowns in a really good position now. They took out this initial side army. They're just going to finish it off now, which shouldn't take too much longer. And after that, they're going to collapse on the rest of this army. The only thing is, these units constantly charging in. The general unit is in this fight. If they end up breaking with these hammer and anvil charges, or not even hammer and anvil charges, just straight up frontal charges, it's not like they're Spartan units. They're not in phalanx mode, so they will get hurt from these charges, these repeated charges. Rest of the Roman army now knows that they have to hold this off. If this army gets over here into this position to reinforce, it's going to be a bad day for King of Crowns. So he knows that, so he's going to sacrifice, send some units in to try to hold off this Hellenic Royal Guard. These are actually the best pikemen here for those units. So if King of Crowns can just keep sending units, hold this off, not lose too many, and then eventually engulf them, he'll do a really good job here. Straight in the middle, you kind of see that happening where Warriors of Crom is trying to reinforce the left army here, this left flank, but there's just not enough time to run the rest of these units. I think at this point they're trying to decide whether or not they want to cut their losses, reform a central line here, or keep trying to make the line all the way extended here and try to save this Roman army. But I think that would be a bad idea for Warriors of Crom if they do want to pull off this victory. This cav here now just getting taken out by the rest of the units. Charge is now going in on the front. It's not a bad idea, but when the units are this compact, it doesn't do enough damage. That one guy, oh, he was running the wrong way. Charge getting taken out straight into this line, but these units are pretty compact, so I don't know how much damage it will do. They end up holding off that charge without being broken. More horse archers now moving in to try to take out this this frontal assault. They're doing a lot of damage. These units already at 60, 70, 80 kills between the two of them. More cav moving in. I don't know how much infantry they have left. A lot of the cav is tied up over here, but once this unit breaks, it's just going to be a simple collapse onto the rest of the Praetorian cav here, and then after that, that's pretty much it. And then they just come around and flank and get good charges in, because there's still a lot of skirmish units left. Not all of this is melee. A lot of pikes, so if they're able to free up their cav, if King of Crowns can free up their cav, they'll be pretty good. Pontus cav now doing more charges. There's only 25 units left, so this isn't really going to do too much, but they need to pay more attention. King of Crowns needs to pay more attention and countercharge. They need to not be letting them move in like that. Now this Hellenic Royal Guard getting hit from the back from Gladiators. Gladiators so devastating. They'll be able to take out this unit really quickly and rack them up. Rack up the kills. Gladiators throwing onto this Hellenic Royal Guard. It's the same thing. If this Hellenic Royal Guard gets caught out of pike, which is not in pike. He charged. He's not in pike. What is he doing? He didn't go into pike mode. I think he just got caught out and it was too late. He knew he had to just send it. Now, it's really up to this Macedonian army to hold out. They can't let this army get crushed. They have to spread thin and hold the line and wait until the rest of these units are freed up. Looks like Warriors of Crom was able to get out with one of his cav. This thing is... He did a great job by being able to pull this out, because he can use it later on into the fight. That Triarii came back. A lot of these units getting tons of kills here, just shooting into the fight with fire arrows, and they're not doing anything. They're not even fighting any units. They need to move these. But the cav is now freed up, so they will catch these units, flank all the way around, and there's just skirmishers left here. A lot of skirmishers left out of Warriors of Crom. But not that much infantry left on this side. If he can come collapsing down, Bronze Shield Pikemen. Praetorian Guards do not want to engage them. Especially in Pike Wall. They're actually not in Pike. They're not set up right now. He needs to just turn. Oh, is he going to make it out? Oh, wow. These units running right by each other. Whoa, and he sees it. He turns around and gets the collapse. Oh, point blank javelin throws into the backs of all these units. This guy with a javelin in his arm, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Big collapse is down now. They're going into Pike line. All this cav getting freed up. Now that the melee units out of Kings of Crowns have won, they're just going to end up collapsing now. And oh, they have so much cav left. So much cav left from Kings and Crowns. They can just pretty much, they now have the cav superiority, and that was the most important part of this battle. And they were able to pull that off because they got their melee units in that time. Oh wow, this Praetorian Guard got a lot of kills here, but now they're getting collapsed in by 2 separate units of pikemen. They should probably just retreat. They should not engage this one. Oh, Cav getting around Companion Cav. These are very good at taking out skirmishers. I've seen Companion Cav get as much as 400 kills. And if he can get it around here and then get the other collapse on this other side, he's going to do a really good job. Let's see what the battle map says. Look at this. Now it's the tables are turned. Look at this. King of Crowns now getting the surround on the rest of the units. Wow, that's a big turnaround there on that other side. I can't believe they were able to pull that off. Very well played. But these archers are just doing so much damage. What kills do these have? 30, 30, 30, 60. That's like a full unit. Lots of kills by these archers, but the only problem is, will it be enough? Will the amount of money they spent to get all of these javelin throwers and slingers and archers be too much? These Bronze Shield pikemen facing the wrong way. What happened to that Praetorian Guard? Did they make it out? Oh, they're over here. Still trying to engage onto pikemen facing the wrong way. I'm not too sure what these pikemen are doing over here. 2 on 1 Praetorian. But he needs to keep... Warriors of Crom needs to keep their units spread thin here because they're getting surrounded. And all of these cav now moving in to get the engulf. If they can pull this off, they will be tied and they'll go into a 3rd round. These horse archers are going to do their best to try to kite the rest of this army, but I don't think they care. They just want to get all the way around and collapse on them because there's not that much units left from Warriors of Crom. A lot of their forces now are just Bronze Shield pikemen and Hellenic Royal Guard. There is, I think that's 4 Bronze Shield pikemen and 2 Hellenic Royal Guard left out of the Pontus army. I'm not counting any of the skirmishers because the skirmishers almost obsolete here. They've been shooting all game, so the enemy is whittled down. But it's hard to say if it was enough. Because with all this cav left over, they can pretty much just be taken out. But if these horse archers just keep kiting, I don't think they should care. I don't think you should be chasing these horse archers. You're just asking to die, because the horse archers can run away and shoot at the exact same time. Back to the main fight here. Wow, these Hellenic Royal Guards getting a good... If they can catch us here. The Pontus units, they're trying to stay spread thin, but at the same time trying to catch these units. Doing a fairly good job, but I don't know how much more they could take. I mean, these Bronze Shield pikemen can do a really good job, but against the Macedonian foot companions, they'll be taken out fairly quickly. This cav needs to get in. Oh, the dog handlers weren't being they weren't being watched. Now just the rest of the skirmishers are going to try to be taken out. And once that happens, I don't know how much more Warriors of Crom can hold out. I mean, all these units out of King of Crowns have been running for a very long time, so they are exhausted. And these pikemen are fresh. So if Warriors of Crom can keep their army facing front and not get hit by the flanks, they'll do a really good job. And they might be able to hold out, but this unit did sneak through. This heroic noble did sneak through, so maybe they'll be able to get the back charges in. This game's sort of going into an engulf sudden death. These last spike units are going back to back, trying not to get surrounded. They're all microing all their units very well. Big charges going in here from the heroic Noble Riders into the backs of these pikemen. Those pikemen are going to break very quickly. He needs to not engage this front. Yeah, good catch. He was able to catch it. Otherwise, that would have been so bad. He would have been able to destroy these units. All of these players watching all of their units. Baiting, doing everything they can to stay alive. If these pikemen can just stay in front line, if he can engage this front line into this whole army, he might be able to pull this off. He's releasing Pike to get forward. Is he going to get in Pike? He needs to get in Pike. He does get in Pike at the last second. But Kings of Crowns units did get caught here. Now they're stuck in the melee fight, and I think they're just going to go ahead and do it. The last pikeman now here getting surrounded by every front. If you can see here, like all the units are engaged, getting surrounded, but they were actually formed a pretty good frontal engage. The cav, looks like the cav did get caught. The archer cav. Bronze Shield pikemen here, wavering and routed. Only a few units left here out of Warriors of Crom. They have 3 pikemen left. It is possible, but once these cav get in there, is he going to turn it around? I don't think he can. Get charged from behind, which is not good for any sort of pike unit. They're only really good from the front. Dog handlers and gladiators here trying to put the hurt on these Bronze Shield pikemen. They're holding out, but this other unit is running, chasing these archers while they're getting hit from behind by the Praetorians. And I think that's going to be it, guys. I think King of Crowns was able to take out this, was able to take down Warriors of Crom in the second battle, so we're going to be going into a third and final match between these two players. I think what ended up happening here was when the Warriors of Crom army did get baited, or did try to bait Kings of Crowns armies, and you guys saw that in Gulf, it was happening onto the army. They weren't able to reinforce the line fast enough. It ended up breaking. They got into 2 different armies, and that was pretty spectacular. That was well done. Kings of Crowns bringing it up to a tie now, so it's going to go into a final. This is a best of 3.